basically I live in a neighborhood where, you know, there's a lot of garage sales, there's a lot of stuff going on. So since I don't have a car, neither do my parents, we walk around the neighborhood, and a lot of the times we find like random pieces of furniture, desks, cabinets, you know, drawers, whatever. And if they're in great condition, which they usually are, people are usually just they just don't want it anymore. I'll take it in my house and I will paint it, sand it, revamp it, add embellishment, whatever, do whatever I can. And most of the time I end up keeping it because I love it for my house, but the other stuff I'll end up selling. So I take it in. It's kind of like an upcycle in a way. And yeah, and then I can go on and resell it. And as far as lampshades go, I'll go to Target or something and I'll buy a bunch of lamps. I can do custom ordering, which people are usually kind of fond of the Disney scenes because I have a lot of stuff to do that with. So I usually end up doing Disney themed lamps, but I can do, you know, anything. People want feathers, buttons, you know, a saying, Manhattan skyline, hashtags, whatever. So I'll do that, and then I'll either go to a flea market or a church fair and sell them, or, you know, usually my friends are the ones that buy the lamps for me, for their friends or acquaintances or people I just kind of know. And I usually end up delivering them myself to them because, you know, people live in the neighborhood or in Manhattan, places I can get to. And that is kind of how I make some side money. So I always have to be doing something like with my hands. I can never just be like sitting and watching TV. It's always sitting, watching TV and painting, or making headbands or bracelets, or, you know, dyeing eggs, even if it's not Easter. You know, I'll do anything that's creative all the time. Like, I usually do at least one thing a day that has to do with creating something, whether it's painting or, you know, like I said, crafting, making earrings. I can't not, my mind is kind of, you know, when I go to bed, I think of, like, oh my god, what am I going to do tomorrow? I have, like, all these ideas because I have so much stuff, because I've been doing this since I was, like, maybe 12. I started off with scrapbooking, and then I realized I love this. I love to scrapbook, so it kind of started there. And then it slowly turned into a bunch of other different kind of things. Then, especially when I learned that I knew how to paint, which I kind of didn't learn, just kind of, I guess I always maybe knew. It was, I guess, in me. And then I was open to all of these other things that I could do, because not only could you face paint, but you could paint lamps, and you can paint, you know, furniture, and you can paint murals, which is something that I didn't know. You know, I went to Frank Sinatra, and there was an art program, but I was in the dance program, and I didn't, you know, kind of know that I could kind of do that stuff too. Of course, what I do is not, you know, technical. I don't have technique around it, but I certainly can come up with stuff of my own. And I think maybe a lot of it's from my dad. He's a pastry chef, so he was always, like, you know, creating cakes, creating, like, window displays in our house. And I've kind of always been there, so I think I get a lot of it from him. So a lot of the time, like, I'll go to TJ Maxx or Marshalls with my mom to shop around, and they sell kind of a lot of, you know, decorative things in certain aisles, and I'll look at something and I'm kind of thinking in my head, I can make that. I don't need to buy something like this. And then I'll go home and I'll make it, usually, because I get inspired from seeing things like that. And a lot of the time, I like when I made more than what I could have bought for $40, which is nice, and then that kind of gives me more ideas to sell these things. And, you know, I'll post them on Instagram and Facebook, and a lot of times people are like, oh my god, can I buy one? And that's kind of how it happens. And then I'm like, oh, I guess this is nice enough for someone to buy. And then I could start making more, like coasters. I make coasters, you know, with pictures on them, and people have come to my house and seen these coasters. They say, oh my god, I want that for my mom, can you make me one? And then things like that, you know, it kind of comes out of that. It's not even me having a website or anything. It's just, you know, people look and they're interested, so it's really nice to have that. And I don't mind, because like I said, I love creating things all the time, like, no matter what. Even when I'm on the train on the way to, like, work, or, you know, to an audition, I'll sit there and I'll have, like, beads with me, or, you know, feathers or something. I'll be decorating my cell phone, like, on the train, actually. And a lot of the time people look and they think it's cool, and I think it's cool too. And, you know, I I really enjoy doing it. Really soon, hopefully in the next week, I've been really inspired by all these like new YouTube commercials. You know, a lot of YouTube stars are coming out and they're doing really big things and really interesting things, and I think that I have kind of a different, you know, I don't do just makeup, I don't do cooking, but I kind of do, you know, crafts and face painting, and I kind of have, like, I can do maybe a mixture of all of those things. So I'm going to make a YouTube channel very soon. My brother's going to help me, and I'll be doing tutorials, which probably they'll either start with me face painting and have me doing a craft, and that's kind of what I'm going to do next with it, because, you know, like I said, I just do this for, you know, fun and like side money, and because I love to create. But I think YouTube could be a good thing, and I don't think it's bad to have myself out there, because, you know, I'm an actress first, so that's kind of what I really want to do, and YouTube isn't really bad for that. You see people all the time, you know, coming from YouTube and people getting discovered, and I'm not saying that's going to happen, but, you know, I don't think it's bad to put myself out there where people can watch. And I would love, I just love to, you know, teach and to help people and to inspire people, I guess. So I think tutorials could be something really fun to do. It would be called Mad Crafty, M-A-D-D-D Crafty, like my Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff. And I think it will go really well. I'm really excited about it, and I hope people are interested.